So what about the F-18D? A new version of the Hornet that was added for the Malaysians in the Japanese tech tree that is a little bit different because it has a second place on the cockpit, right? But does this actually change the performance? Should you be worried if you're gonna get it? You will face something that it's a lot worse or around the same as the F-18C. So that's what we're gonna try to answer today, okay? Hopefully it isn't a too long of a video. Okay guys, so in the terms of performance itself on the regards of engine, it is pretty much the same, okay guys? So you will see that any Hornet basically, right, struggles with max speed. Although they are pretty fast, as you can see, they barely go faster than a MiG-25 in these lower altitudes, right? It is an aircraft that will not ever be fast in the lower altitudes. And why is that? Well, the performance is, of course, due to the wing design. The aerodynamic design in general, but the wing design especially, right? Remember that these aircraft, they are not made to be too fast when flying low. Not even high. They're not slow aircraft by any means, but they're not fast as well. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have a pretty amazing acceleration and thrust weight, right? So you will see that, look at this. It accelerates very fast, and if you look from afar, without actually comparing to the C model, you will feel that it is pretty much seamless, the difference, right? It basically doesn't exist. On the regards of turning capability, you can also say that if you ever played with any F-18 and you come and fly with the D model, you will see pretty much the same, guys. The ability of doing basically a Cobra, like this. And I'm probably gonna crash, but you get the point. And you will be able to turn like almost no other aircraft in the game. So, honestly, if you look from afar, the feeling itself on turning, on accelerating, will be pretty much the same as an F-18C, okay guys? It is almost not, it's almost not a thing, pretty much, right? But is it really, or is it just kind of a mixed feeling that you have? Well, let's take a look on the numbers, because from personal, opinion, it looks the same. It doesn't look the same, because for me, this is the best looking F-18 that we have in the game right now, because B-Place F-18s are just beautiful. At least for me. But let's look at the numbers, and you will see the difference that I'm talking about, because there is a difference. It's just that it might be smaller than what you think. So if we go here to the Stat Shark, which is arguably the best way for us to actually check it out, because honestly guys, we can test this, and I plan to do some dogfight videos in the soonish future. At the end of the day, we need to take a look on actual data from the files, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, we do have a game that it's based off of, ones and zeros. So the coding, it's what matters here at the end of the day, okay? That's why I use StatShark so much to actually do this type of video. So engine performance. Do we have any type of difference in engine performance? Well, guys, no. As you can see, they use the same engine, so they produce the same power. The intake, everything is pretty much the same. So the C model and the D model are the same. Is the drag the same? Well, kinda. Yeah, pretty much the same drag. You will see some minor differences here in the very low speeds, like 200 kilometers per hour, which is arguably not even usable. But as you can see, pretty much the same drag for both aircraft in a general perspective in the lower altitudes, right? In the higher altitudes, you will see the same as well, the same drag and the same thrust, okay? But what about acceleration? So in the higher altitudes here, you will see a difference in acceleration. See? You can see it right there. There's a difference. 0.02 meters per second of acceleration. Yeah, that's the difference, guys. And why does it have this difference? Well, it is the weight. Basically, the F-18D is a little bit heavier, right? if we actually take a look on a lower speed over here and a lower altitude, you will notice that the difference is still there. And let me just, acceleration, there you go. And the difference becomes a little bit more prominent, okay? So 0.9, more or less, 0.09, sorry. It's very, very small. More acceleration in the C model than the D. So very tiny, right? And this translates to a time to accelerate in the lower airspeeds over here that is very tiny in difference. So look at this. So to get to the 1,200 kilometers per hour, the C model will take 25.8 seconds, while the D model will take 26 seconds. So 0.2 seconds of difference. You can see the difference there, but it's very, very small. And in the turn performance, to wrap it up, basically, because you already get the point that the difference is very, very small, you will see that the difference is still there, but it's very tiny as well. So the D model will turn worse, but look at this. Very tiny. So the D model turns 37 degrees per second, while the C model turns 37.3 degrees per second. And throughout the acceleration here, and even in the lower airspeeds, it becomes, like less than 1, like it's less than 0.1 the difference, right? So what is the conclusion? That guys, just like the Su-30 Mk2 that has an increasing, in turning, basically a decreasing turn, a decreasing acceleration, a decreasing performance overall, this thing also has that. But in the Su-30 Mk2 is almost barely noticeable, In this, it is not noticeable. There is a difference, but it is so incredibly tiny that you will never feel it in a real normal gameplay, okay? So, be at ease. If you are planning on getting the F-18D, make sure to have it in mind that it is pretty much, there is a difference, but it is pretty much the same as the C model. So go out there and you can have your cosmetic fun of having two guys on the cockpit, okay? So this is the difference on the Malaysian F-18D. I see you guys on the next one. Let me know in the comments if you think the D model needs to come for the US. And yeah, make sure to join the Discord down in the description. Make sure to subscribe and be a patron or a member if you want to help the channel. Bye guys, see ya.